The thing that's leading the follow, or telling the follow that this is happening, is that instead of bouncing off of this connection, the lead is going to keep it there for a second and then give a rock step. And if I could be a lead for a second.
Absolutely.
The thing that I do that helps the follow to keep that kick is I allow that hand to go a little bit back, where normally I would be meeting in the middle and we'd be changing directions every time. When I'm going to hold the follow there, I let that hand go just a little bit farther so that they're not bouncing off of that anymore. And then releasing that hand out for a rock step. Does this make sense? We're going to do this in a couple different directions. I'm still leading here, okay? So we're bouncing, and then I let him go just a little bit instead of bouncing off of that hand. Did you all see it? There are lots of different ways to do this, but that's how I do it, because I don't like to grab onto the person's hand to make sure I can hold on to it. I just let them kind of flow through a little bit and then rock step out. We do the kick around. We meet up again in hand-to-hand Charleston, and then leads already know how to get out of hand-to-hand Charleston. We're just going to do the same exit as we did before with that kind of fake out for the follow, where the lead is facing front. They do kick, rock, step, kick. So there's no real exit out of the kick around. It's more like the kick around is a variation for hand-to-hand, and we exit out of hand-to-hand. Does that make sense? Getting out of hand-to-hand. Let's talk about that first. Okay, so we're here, right? Kick, hold, kick, step. When Mike is facing the front, kick, rock, step, and then your second half of your basic. That's the cheat step you have to do. Watch it one more time. So imagine that's the front. Actually, let's just turn around so that the front is the same front that you guys have. Okay, kick, hold, kick, step. Watch when Mike is facing the front. Kick, rock, step, 5, 6, 7, 8. For follows, this is a hard one. This is pretty challenging. And what I would encourage you to do is to not anticipate what's going to happen. I know, which is really hard. But all you can do is kind of think, we're in this pattern, that this is going to be the same until something happens.
And I start to enjoy that, and then I'm still doing it, and my partner's
Yeah, and let me guess, it happens like this, where you're enjoying yourself, do-de-do, and then you're like this, right? Is that what happens? Okay, so think about your body as like a flexible frame. It has a little bit of give to it, but we generally want to keep it in this position right here. So if my lead gives me that 2-count kick, where he lets me go a little bit farther and then he gives me a rock step, if I keep this general frame to my body, it won't allow me to do this, because then I'd be doing a weird thing with my body. So if I think about engaging my shoulder at that moment, when something different is happening, it kind of forces me to do a rock step here rather than collapsing my arm into my body and kicking to the side. So I would encourage the follows to, number one, don't anticipate. Number two, think about this as your general frame that you want to keep all the time. And we generally don't like to do things where our arms are outside of that position. Does that make sense? It takes a long time to train your body to stay that way, especially when the music's fast and you don't have a lot of time to react. But that's your best bet for practicing this. Excited. Couple quick reminders. As you're doing hand-to-hand Charleston, remember to keep your hand connection low, right? I'm still seeing some people doing this, or worse yet, this. I want you to think about how your arms would swing if you were just relaxed arms and swinging your body around, and it would be right about there, okay? That's the first thing. The other thing is, follows, remember that your job, or one of your jobs, is whatever momentum you are given to keep it going until something stops you. So in this case, you're in hand-to-hand. I'm going all the way in. This hand is stopping me. When I get a kick around, I get a rock step, and then I keep kicking around until something stops me. So that means, if you want to do it again, that I'm going all the way into that connection. I'm not stopping myself right here because I know that that's generally where it's ending. I'm just going to move as if nothing is going to stop me, and that will give us another little compression on the end of it. Leads, you're kind of doing that as well, except you're in control of where your momentum is stopping, so you know where it's going to end. But you know, we just keep moving all the time. Don't prematurely stop yourself because you think you know what's going to happen, because, spoiler alert, it might not always be that way. So we do the big kick, we do the rock step, and then we kick step, kick step, kick step, kick step, until the lead decides to stop. So you're just going to assume that you're going to go on forever and ever and ever follows, which is what you should be assuming anyway. But in this case, you might actually go a couple times around, or 3 times, or 4 times if your lead is really mean. So watch it again. It's from the big kick. Kick, rock step, kick 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 step. Ah, you missed. Okay, so that's one thing that you could do to just keep the momentum going until it stops. The other thing you could do is on that big kick to repeat the big kick a couple of times. So big kick, rock step, big kick, rock step, big kick. He's not letting go. Until he lets go, I'm going to just hang there. Yeah. So it's just repeating it a couple of times. Again, not too many. And then releasing it when you're ready to go.